And Corla, Minister, I, like many other deputies, want to pay tribute to the really good and important work of those in the local authority and their commitment to the local communities. I think it's been outstanding in many cases. Now, one of the advantages of being the final speaker is that you hear what's been said, and I have been listening in my office, but I do want to raise again with you the issue of the rates waiver. 3 months was a good start, but as you know, some businesses won't even be able to reopen after 3 months, and of those who do, perhaps in 3-4 months' time, whatever, many of them will take a long time to return to profitability. So the last thing they want to think about is to be faced with a rates bill that they cannot pay. Now, I heard you say, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the government is actively considering, perhaps it's even in your plan, to extend the rates waiver. But I would also ask that you would look, when people are back in business, that you would look at a pro rata rate payment to reflect the level of profitability of businesses. The other side of that, of course, is the local authorities. They're starved of funding. It's not just loss of rates, it's also loss of parking fees, planning permission fees, etc. And again, you did say early part of June, the middle of June, that 3-month rates money will be in the bank accounts of the local authorities. That's good news. They'll be delighted. But are you also looking at assisting those local authorities with income foregone from the areas that I spoke of, parking, etc.? And what precise commitments can you make? My final question has been raised by a number of other deputies here today, and in fact, with a Zoom call with Leitrim County Council last Monday, one councillor after another raised this as their highest priority, and that is the issue of one-off rural housing. Your own councillors, the same as all the others. And the problem here is that in 2019, just 2 planning permissions for one-off housing were granted in County Leitrim. Now, we're all talking about remote working, working from home, and unless the people in County Leitrim are to be denied that possibility, then there has to be a change in how planning regulations are implemented. Now, I'm not saying there aren't issues. There are. There are issues around soil suitability, for example, but there are innovative solutions. And what I'm asking is that we stop looking at this with an urban mindset. We stop looking at this from an ideological perspective, and we try to find solutions. It will be good for the environment, fewer car journeys, fewer CO2 emissions, issues around childcare can be more flexible, better work-life balance for people. So there's a lot of wins here. But unless the mindset changes, and you said you are close to completing, I think it was guidelines or regulations on building of one-off houses. So what I'm asking is, will you look at this issue with an open mind and a willingness to find solutions? Thank you, Minister.
Yeah,